Okay, hopefully everything's working. I'm just going to check to make sure it is. Looks like we're good. Still got to check audio because you never know. You can never really tell with the way everything goes. Hello, Dream. Nice to see you here. Thank you for the content warning. Always quick to get it out there. Okay, it seems the audio is in fact working. You're not out of the woods yet, but you're also having dinner. That's good. What are you having? I just had breakfast. Time differences. Although I've changed the way I eat food recently, so that's part of the reason I'm eating now, or I ate before this started. How am I? I'm good. I'm good. I was a little concerned. Sausage, beans, and hash browns. Nice. I like 2 of those things. I don't like beans. I'm a little nervous because I got a notification earlier about my PC that my fan wasn't working, but I can hear it, so it should be all right. Okay. Since we're good to go, hopefully there's no streaming issues or internet issues today, so we're going to hop right back into it like normal. Okay, Zodiac, is it just me, or was saving Lady Aranessa something that the Seekers actually managed to succeed at? Yes and no. I feel like she also played her own hand in making sure she survived, right? Like, it wasn't just their, like, she feels like she is somewhat capable of protecting herself. So while, yes, they somewhat succeeded, they also lost someone in the process. So you could make the argument that they actually failed pretty horrifically in the attempt. So, while I agree, they definitely succeeded at it, they could have done a little bit better. But that's life. That is definitely life. But yeah, hopefully there's no stream issues today or anything like that. There shouldn't be. I've noticed that every time I update my PC or my OBS, I don't have problems for a while, and now I've just jinxed it, so maybe we will. But hopefully it shouldn't be too bad right now. That's the hope. Oh my god, this stream did it to me again. I still can't see Bick's things here. There we go. Hi, Bick. How are you? I am alright. Zodiac don't like beans probably because you've only ever seen the British ones. What? I'm not in the UK. I don't have British beans. I don't know why it keeps doing the whole top chat thing. That's so annoying. But we fixed it. I just had to take a loving jab. What? But yeah, I'm a texture eater. So when the food has a weird texture, like most vegetables do, I tend not to like them. Yeah, that's just me. I don't know, other people might not be texture eaters, but I definitely, mushrooms, the worst texture in the world is a mushroom. For some reason I always think these chains are a lot longer than they are.
Whew. That was the last ship. I hope the captain will be satisfied now.
Unlikely. He was determined to put these men to rest himself.
But he would have never been able to.
That does not matter to him. Our victory will only remind him of his failure.
Then, why do we do this?
You have an ongoing debate about food?
Another name. Hilder.
I mean, I guess there's worse things to debate about. Everybody like food. Hello. Oh, there's two of you. That's good. These numbers don't favor me. The axe, bitch. Shoot him, boy. Oh, you summoned Ratatosker. Perfect. Shit. Beans specifically. You guys have a debate about beans specifically. Crazy. Of all the things to debate about, beans is not one of the things that would be on the top of my list. There's no debate in my mind. Beans. So. Although I'm sure you guys have differences between European beans and South American beans, right? Bam. You finally got around to watching episode 5 of Campaign 4. That's good. What were some of your favorite parts? Yeah, what were some of your favorite parts? I guess we didn't really talk about it all that much last stream because of that. What's her name? Brooke Meadow? She was probably one of my favorite parts. That was a really funny interaction. I liked how it sort of, in my opinion, I liked how it sort of grew the idea like
Father,
fairies are
why
like
did you really want to help the spirit?
You need the experience.
in
I've
hiding,
had plenty of
which I
experience
think is
fighting
cool.
these things. What's the real reason?
This man inspired loyalty. He took responsibility for his mistakes, and he was determined to fix them. These are good lessons for you.
Oh,
Yes. Oh.
I love the whole soldiers part with the dude outside the inn. Oh yeah, that guy was funny. What was his name? Shit. What the hell is his name?
that's right. We we laid them all to rest.
I see. So even in death, I am a failure.
But in life, you were honorable, strong-willed, and you inspired loyalty. These are good qualities, aren't they, boy?
Yeah. I couldn't believe how many men followed you here.
I thank you for your kind words. May your journey have a more pleasant end than mine.
Also,
Well,
oh, never mind.
you're right. You didn't seem very satisfied. I guess you never really get over losing ones you care about.
Never.
Kratos, so no. But, yeah, that guy, I forget his name for some reason, but that part always stuck out to me, or at least is like, you know, I thought he was funny. But the part that really stuck out
Not
to me,
entirely sure, lad. It was abandoned long before Jormungandr came to town and flooded the place.
I wonder what it was like to live here.
Julian Azune was also a good moment. Yeah, that's true. The one that I liked was the guy, I forget his name now too for some reason, but it's the little gnome who owned the house. That guy was fun. Because the entire time you're waiting for the fucking shoe to drop that he's about to betray everybody, and then it doesn't come. And it's a nice little like callback to like, you know, how many people heard the Falcons cry for the like Falconers Rebellion and stuff like that, which was nice because like that little bit of world building about like how not everybody is bad is nice, right? Because that's not, you know, like as you move away from the city, there's less bad people, which I love. I thought that was a brilliant idea from Brennan. And I like, and sure, like they took the one path that would lead them to the most good people, but I'm glad they did. Like that was the best path they could have taken, and it was the most entertaining. Oh, he had major grandpa energy. I really hoped he was as sweet as he seemed, and he was. So we got lucky. We didn't have to deal with the tragedy of some, you know, dude we thought we liked all of a sudden being the bad guy. Didn't have to worry about it. Is there a crow up here somewhere? This looks like prime crow area to me, but it might not be. Yeah, he was definitely something to worry about until he wasn't. And now, with what Brennan was talking about, we get to wait and see if he reveals the daughters at any point on other tables, and like the players have no idea, right? And that's another question like I had. Like, are the other players going to watch the other tables?
Look here.
Because that way they won't be spoiled and stuff that happens, right?
Glory to Mozart.
They'll be able to learn a
The
bunch
dwarf
of stuff as they
May his
reintroduce
reign
each
be
other.
long, prosperous, and filled with peace.
I wonder if that's going to be a rule they put in place. Like, hey, you're not allowed to watch the other tables. Like, that would be pretty interesting. If you watch the other tables, you're going to spoil stuff for yourself. You know. Something I'm debating, the last episode didn't really help with, was if Liam's bard is indeed going to be a tragedy bard in the way I had suggested. Meaning what? That he's like a poem guy?
Greetings.
I forget what your
And
suggestion
welcome
was.
to
That was a
Conan's
while
Town.
ago.
Whoa! Look, it's another dragon.
I see it, boy.
Chain. I hope we can find the binding shrines. This place is huge.
I can do whatever you need.
Oh, right. I forgot we have to go to all these places and get like these new armors and stuff too. Specifically the mist. Like that stuff is good. To not have it is a mistake. But we can upgrade the bow.
Master Atreus, how may I serve?
Which is more important
And
right
we're back
now.
to you.
We don't have the hack silver to attach that. Longing for someone, Taisha, who's part of another table. I'm unsure if there'll be longing given he's kind of used to Taisha being away. Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you mean. I don't believe there will be longing for Taisha. Just a part of me doesn't think that that's gonna be something that Hal is concerned
If I
about.
say so.
Hal, in my opinion, is much more concerned with his children than he would ever be with her. I know that sounds like a weird thing to say, but I just don't think it's like on his mind to worry about it. Do we just not have these wrist gauntlets yet? Like we have all of the traveler outfit, right? Yeah.
Was there something else?
No clue, dude. No clue. Nimian Smash. Or Crush, not Smash. I kind of like it. Do we have any other things to worry about first? Cooldown. Strength and runic abilities. Luck. See, luck's only good for like what kind of drops you get, but I like that I get more strength out of it. So we'll go with that for now. Can we upgrade a different thing from here? Okay. I know, I totally agree. He has more kids than baby mama, so we can tell what he clearly cares about. Yeah. The chat with Mr. Howell guy in the gibbet. Oh, yeah, the guy in the cage was great, and everyone panicked when Wick's just telling the dude where they're going, and Cadigan's just yelling, truffle hunting. Had me in stitches. Yeah, I mean, I love how well Sam is able to play into his characters. Like, Sam plays into his characters so much better than everybody else, in my opinion. Like, he's willing to make mistakes by playing into his character, which I love. Like, he's so good at, like, being willing to make mistakes, like, fix mistakes later on down the line and stuff like that. Like, his character, or his player type, is one that is, like, true RP all the way through. But it's not to the point where it's, like, truly hindering anybody, if you know what I mean. Oh, hello. That was rude. You two came out of nowhere. That was very rude of you. The game realizing Wick is bad at improvising his way out of things, despite his high charisma. Chef's kiss. Yeah, he's naturally charismatic, but he just doesn't know his way around people because he's been sheltered his entire life, which is brilliant, in my opinion. He's a sheltered boy. It's okay. Tyranny will teach him the ways of life. Although she's pretty sheltered too, so maybe not. Tyranny thinks she's going to teach him the ways of life. Meanwhile, it's going to be like Teo or Cadigan who actually do it. Yeah, Sam's RP is never to the detriment of other players of the table. Precisely. Precisely.
If the Dwarf King captured more than one dragon, he must have needed them to create this legendary armor.
Interesting thought, lad. And it makes sense. Nearly everything about dragons is useful and contains power. Teeth, scales, even excrement.
Excrement?
Shit!
Dragon shit is powerful?
Aye, lad. Totally powerful.
The head is having fun with you.
Oh, I knew that.
Come here. I love how Tyranny is always having to help him out. And was trying to teach him how to lie without lying. Well, I mean, he doesn't necessarily have to lie. He can just tell white lies. Like that's the fun part about some characters. You don't have to fully lie. A white lie here and there is okay. Oh, that hurt. Hey, where the hell did that come from? I don't like you. I love how much Whitney has been involving her tail and stuff. It makes me unreasonably giddy. You know what? I have not noticed that for some reason. Like, you might be right. I just don't recall.
Huh? That's an impressive front door. These materials must be pretty special to make a legendary armor.
This legendary armor better be worth the trouble.
But if Brock and Sindri make it together, I'm sure it's worth the effort. Don't you trust them at least?
I trust you, Atreus. I do not trust the legend.
Oh.
Like, you might be totally right, and I've just completely missed it, which is probably the case. But I do not recall her using her tail. I mean, maybe she's like used it to grab a few things, but I don't remember. You're gonna have to give me like examples of that. Dragon's up there. Goody. Oh, hello, a troll. Oh, this isn't a troll. What is this? What do they call them? Okay, before we deal with these guys. Yeah, I know. I feel them breathing down my neck, but I have to kill these guys so they don't shoot us to death. Oh, good, he died. Just what you like to say. Bam. Wait, really? She used her tail to sweep the trails. Oh, well, yeah, that's one thing. To slap Wick. Oh, to slap Wick's butt? I thought she just did that with her hand. The slapping the ass part. And to adjust his posture in a little RP moment like this. But she uses her tail for that? I've always just interpreted it as her just doing that. I did not realize she was using her tail for that. I absolutely hear you, though. Wick's discussion with Meadowbrook, the Pixie, or the Nixie, really shows just how valuable fairy folk are outside of their realm, and the dark implications to that reality. Yeah, I mean, it's true. They're probably like sought out and hunted, but what exactly is their purpose? Like, the whole idea of Aranessa giving him that was to bring him like good fortune and shit like that. Like, it was supposed to be a sign of like protection from the fairy to him. So what exactly are they worth is a good question, right? Like, what would people want them for now? Especially because those who are in fairy are no longer immortal, or who aren't in fairy are no longer immortal, right? So what is their use outside of the traditional, like, you know, handing off of like symbolic protection? That's like a very good question, to be honest. Like, what would be the purpose of them being hunted down? Like, probably the same thing as anything else, right? You're like a trophy hunter or something like that. You want to be like, I have a pixie on my wall, you know, something like that. I was heavily getting slave vibes. You know, it's not something that Critical Role has ever shied away from. I feel like that's been something that's come up before.
I do not know.
Hello,
There are
Mugen.
a few ways to find out, but they're rather messy.
I guess it doesn't matter.
Or at least servant vibes. Servant vibes might be the big one, right? Depending on like their different abilities that they have. For like, I get the feeling that servant might be the way that they sort of go about things. Like, they do like sneaky jobs and shit. Especially if Thimble's like a good example of like one of them who would be a sneaky individual. So like, I could see that. That took the weirdest path to get to that guy ever. My fear when we get into those conversations though in D&D, like slavery or like servitude and stuff like that, my fear is that they just don't ever go far enough with it. Like, they're too afraid to go too far into it, if that makes sense. I'm of the personal opinion, if you're gonna have a thing, you should go all the way with the thing, right? You should really show it for what it is. Especially as like a history guy, like, the history of slavery is rather complex. It's all bad, mind you, except for freeing the slaves. But I feel like just people don't want to go far enough into the conversation. I know it might be a weird thing to say, but I wish people would go further into it. One of my favorite movies of all time is Django Unchained, and it's because they're so willing to have that conversation. Like, that's the whole point of that movie. And it's a fantastic movie because they weren't afraid to talk about it. I wish more people would take that risk of not being afraid to talk about the thing that they have included in their game or their movie. You know what I'm saying? At the very least, they seem to have, or they seem to get mistreated to the point they have little cities that shun big folk. Yeah, that's true. They definitely seem to be underclass of sorts. Yes, for sure. Shoot it, boy. Damn. Can I get to it from over here? How do I get to that? I don't think that was the way they intended it, but that's the way we got it. I feel like Thimble was given to Thiazi as a fortune charm, but they seem to be hunted by society at large as slaves or trophies. Even Babblebrook? Why do you call her that? That's not her name. It was Meadowbrook, asking if Thimble was okay, and if she was, or if she wasn't, she knows the flowers can kill them. Was a telling statement. I guess that's true. As I said, fairy folk in this world give me the same vibe as Tinkerbell movies, which has many of these dark undertones when watched as an adult. The Tinkerbell movies have dark undertones. Like the 3D animated ones? Is that what you're saying? Something about that just sounds hard to believe.
One more to go.
You enjoy freeing them.
Well, yeah. Still seems like the right thing to do.
Yes? Okay, I'm gonna have to watch these, aren't I? I haven't seen. My mom's a big Tinkerbell fan. Her in the Jeep that she owns, her floor mats are Tinkerbell floor mats. So I'm gonna have to watch these movies again because I don't recall that at all. And frankly, the only one that I remember is the first one where she's like like she wants to be a fairy and she wants to go out into the mainland, and like she's not allowed to because she becomes a Tinker fairy as opposed to being a like a spring fairy or something like that. Like that's all I remember from those movies. So I'd have to watch them again. Which whatever, I'm not complaining. I don't mind having to watch movies. But if you're saying there's some dark undertones, like there's dark undertones to the regular ass Peter Pan story, extremely dark undertones to that story. So that's one thing. But for those 3D Tinkerbell movies to have it, that sounds a little weird to me.
Glad I'm on your side.
Yeah, no shit. The specific purpose of Thimble was a soldier from the Royce family gardens, which implies she was at least a servant being gifted to work with the Aussie. You have to be open-minded about it and interpret it as Disney dark undertones. Well, Disney can do dark undertones. Like, we know that for a fact. They used to be really good at storytelling. They're kind of falling off lately. speaking of which, I saw a fucking horrendous ranking video where the guy's like, I've watched all 63
Follow me.
animated Disney movies from the animated studios. So not like Pixar or anything like that, but like the traditional like Disney. And he's like, I'm gonna rank all of these,
Roy,
and he
here.
ranked the lowest
Yes, sir.
10, and he put fucking Dinosaur on the list. He put The Sword and the Stone, and there was one more that I had a big issue with that I forget. I think it was either Chicken Little or Fun and Fancy Free, and honestly, it might have been both of those. How fucking dare he put Dinosaur and The Sword and the Stone in like the bottom 10 out of 63 fucking movies. Those are fantastic films. If you've never seen The Sword and the Stone, go watch it. I love the look of that movie, and I love like the whole story of that movie. It's so fun. And for this guy to be like, "Oh, it's bad because it doesn't feel straightforward." I'm like, "What are you doing?" Like, the reason I like despise that ranking so much is because there's like truly bad movies that have come out from Disney over the years. Planes wasn't in this bottom 10 ranking. Planes, you know, the car movie that they made for Planes, that wasn't on this list. It pissed me off. I was angry reading this list. I'm not a fan of this fucking dragon spraying down hellfire at the same time. Yo, where's Ratatoskr when you need him? Yo, Ratatoskr, give me shit. Wasn't quite the shit I wanted. Oh, good. Okay, so that was really helpful. Thank you. But I see another one over here. I'm gonna go grab. No. Get back here. Get axed, bro. Holy hell.
Stone number 2. This place is even bigger than Bandit.
Yes. Dwarf King's reach appears vast.
Wonder what happened to him.
'Tis a great mystery, even amongst the sons of Ivaldi. Motsognir's behavior before his disappearance grew increasingly erratic.
Why?
The Devegrathikar, the very armor you find yourself searching for. Though he found two, I'd wager his failure to find the third ingredient drove him to madness.
Yes, sir.
Believe it or not, one of the movies has a whole classism plot, and in another one, Tinkerbell was imprisoned to be studied like how they study corpses in an autopsy. Crazy.
Look out there.
Alright. So that guy's gone. We don't have to worry about him anymore. No more getting nuked from the top. Chicken Little and The Sword and the Stone are bangers. Never watched Dinosaur, though. Dinosaur is amazing. As a kid, it would terrify the living piss out of my brother and I. But, which is funny, because, like, my cousin now has kids, and they're way younger than we were when he watched that movie for the first time. And he's like, oh, it's a great movie. I'm like, you weren't scared? And he's like, no, why would I be scared? I'm like, because there's an entire section of the movie that you can barely see, and there's a scary dinosaur chasing the main characters. It's terrifying. And I'm sitting here like, would he have been scared by the original Land Before Time dinosaur? Like the T-Rex from that movie or the Sharptooth from that movie was terrifying as a kid. And I just wonder what his reaction would have been if he had seen that movie. Because that movie was scary as a kid. The original Land Before Time was something to behold with its terror that it made you feel. In any case, the dark undertones of what seems to be going on with Thimble's people is one of my main draws to her character. The other being her close relationship to Thjazi. The love monkey? Oh. Yes. that is something that gets said in Dinosaur, I believe. Wow, that's a weird thing to remember. Out of all the things to remember, the love monkey. I love that movie. That guy was crazy. That guy had to be on drugs when he ranked that list, because that was ridiculous. I took it as a personal insult. I know it wasn't personal, but I took it that way. Oh, good. Wolves. Oh, good. Another one. Get back. I sort of put Dinosaur in like the same like classification that I put like Ants. I feel like it's a significantly underrated movie compared to like the other movies that came out the year it did. Like I'm pretty sure Dinosaur came out the same year as Treasure Planet, and everyone loves Treasure Planet now. I love Treasure Planet too, but like it gets the recognition it deserves now. Dinosaur does not, which is infuriating. Wait, is Dinosaur the movie with the cute little green dinosaur from Pixar? Or are we talking about the 2D animated one with dinosaurs kind of migrating before the end of times? Okay, so Dinosaur is a 3D movie with, I believe they're called Ankylosauruses. I forget exactly what they're actually called. But, yeah, so at the beginning of the movie, his egg, Aladar, his egg gets picked up and like dropped in like a lemur area, like a lemur forest. So he's raised by them, and then like they start getting hit by meteors, so they have to leave, and they run into other dinosaurs, and he like keeps his lemur family alive while he like grows and becomes the leader of the other dinosaurs. Like that's the whole purpose of that movie, is like this dinosaur who's sort of an outsider becomes the leader, which was fun. And then there's The Land Before Time, which is like the 2D animated one, which isn't Disney at all. So I don't exactly know what you're referencing when you say the little green one. I don't recall Aladar being green. Okay, Zodiac, what do you think was going on with Cadigan and that doll? Well, honestly, I think him looking at the doll might be like a sign of him like looking back at the lack of childhood he might have had, and he's like resentful of the fact that he didn't have a childhood, maybe. You could read into it in a couple ways, I guess. Where the hell is Atreus? Speaking of my child, boy. Where are you, boy? Where the fuck is he? There we go. Why was he stuck there? Honestly, I think... Oh, something else to point out. I remember we were talking about this whole Cadigan died at one point thing and became the wolf. I almost feel like that was confirmed not to be the case. And I have a reason why. Would that not ping on Divine Sense as some sort of undead? If you think it wouldn't, then the theory is still alive. but I think it would if he was like an undead spirit living in the wolf. Right? Like, that's just my thought process. Like, that would, to me, indicate that it would ping as undead off of the whole... Like, the same thing with Wick. Wick not appearing to, like, affect the thing. The like, divine sense. So, who knows? I would like to still think that Cadigan, or not Cadigan, that Wick is some sort of celestial, but like it's buried deep and like he can unlock it at some point in time. But as of right now, I do genuinely just think he's human. Which I think would bum a lot of people out if that was the case. If he was just a plain old human. God, I hate this little fucking spewing geyser thing he's got going for him here. It's really annoying. Okay. No. Hey, bugger off. Open that chest hole. Jeez. Took way too long to die. I love how Robbie played that moment. Yeah, it was a fun moment. I liked how everyone else was like, why the fuck did you throw this man's doll away? It was so funny to me. It's like, well, it was broken. That sort of, to me, shows like what Robbie's character's like. He's like purpose first. So if it doesn't serve a purpose anymore, then yeah, he tosses it, which I think was funny. The 2D one, or the 2D animated one was A Land Before Time, but I guess I mixed the plot up with Dinosaur. I don't know. I guess Dinosaur I may have many dinosaur movies to watch still. Hey, most of them are pretty good. Oh, there's no way I'm making this. What the fuck? How the fuck does that work? Whoops. Shit.
What's that? You did it!
It always pays to go look at stuff first. Yeah, that was when he was on his little watch. He was sort of like looking at the doll, and then he tossed it, which was, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, it could be like, if we want to really dig deep into it, he's like looking at this thing that he never got. Maybe he wanted kids at some point in his life. And if you want to like lead into the theory that he is the wolf, right? Say he is the wolf. He can't have kids now because he's the wolf. Maybe, but it's probably one of those, you know, that's digging too far. We don't have enough evidence to support that thing quite yet. It is fun to think about, though. Maybe it's just Cadigan being Cadigan. Yeah, exactly. That's also a possibility, I suppose. It's over here. I went the wrong way. I don't know what's up with Atreus. His AI's being weird. Get him, boy. Kick his ass, boy. Wolves can have Zodiac. Wolves can have kids, but they can't have human kids. Therefore, they can't have dolls. I didn't think what I was saying was that hard. Like, yes, they can have kids, but they can't have, like, kids to have dolls. So he was sort of holding the doll to reminisce about the fact that if he is a wolf, he'll never have a child who can hold the doll. I know how biology works. Okay. Alright, this should be fairly simple. Bam. Open the door. Let me in. Give me all the shit. I love how much we are getting to know our heroes, but there's scenes like that where we realize how much we don't know. What's the most infuriating part to me? And it's not a bad thing. I actually really like that this happened.
Mimir, why did the Dwarf King want this armor so badly? What's so special about it?
There are many legends behind the Dve Grathikar. A suspicious amount of legends, which makes confirming anything about this particular armor difficult. But the one constant among them is the ability of the armor to offer ultimate protection. A useful attribute for an unpopular king, you see.
Yet this plagued land is all that remains of him. This is why you do.
Still won't open? Looks like we need 3.
I have a third, but something else attached. Like I was saying, it's also what's so infuriating about like the fact that Belair, every time we go to learn about Belair, he rolls way higher than anybody else on like their insight checks on him. So it's impossible for us to like figure out what he's lying about, which is infuriating to say the least, because I want to know so much more about that character. Belair to me is like, as far as like lore goes, I'm so intrigued in Belair's lore. As far as character development, I'm most like concerned about like Julian's lore or Julian's character development. Like when Julian turns the corner,
keep your guard up.
I'm gonna be so happy. So excited for that.
We're in. Okay, here we go.
I wish we learned more about Belair, man. Like Belair having the ability to like hide everything
It's kind of run down in here.
is infuriating.
What did you expect?
I don't know. Less ruin, I guess? Maybe the throne room's in better shape.
I feel like the opposite. I'm having such a hard time learning from anything from anyone. I feel like we're total strangers, hence why I'm not super invested in anyone specifically yet. Top 10 characters you want to get more lore from. Belair's number 1. Probably Thimble would be high up there on my list.
No.
Valus.
What do you hear, boy?
Crying. And screams. Large crowd of people.
Just old spirits, I suppose. Leftover victims of the Mad Dwarf's reign. Still, that's rather ominous.
Which isn't the campaign's fault, but my bad memory. Well, that's fair.
Another one here.
Stargather. Wow. That's a lot of arms.
That's fair to say.
6, 7, 8? Could he shoot 4 bows at once?
More of a swordsman. He did only have the 2 eyes.
Looks like Thor cut him down to size.
It's what he does.
Wow. Thor is such an asshole. So, Belair, Thimble, Cadigan, Valus. These are characters who I would really like to learn more about. Just because it's like, I feel like they're the ones who are going to be able to give us the most, if that makes sense. Like, to me, there's just something about them that feels like they're going to be able to give us the most interesting amount of lore. But that's just me. You might disagree. Alright, we need to get rid of Ratatoskr because it is not going well. That looks cool. We'll go with this one. Because before we do anything else, we should check to see if we can unlock all of our abilities. Which it appears like we're good for now. Alright. So, I've said, what, 4 characters so far I'd like to learn more about. Honestly, Alligar. I know he's not a PC or anything like that, but he is a character, so, like, I want to learn more about Alligar. I want to learn more about, and I feel like it's going to happen, we're going to learn more about Thjazi and Primus Ticonis. These are just the characters I'm looking forward to, like, the most, as far as all of them go. You got nothing on me, bro. Hey, you turned your attack, you did. Hey. Octus really has me interested. Yeah, I think Octus could also be on that list. I just think, like, the whole, like, Ticonis family is on my list for people I want to learn more shit about. They seem to be the most, like, interesting and the most important people in the realm. So, like, obviously, I also want to learn more, because they mentioned him in the last episode. But I want to learn more about, like, the kings of each region, right? Because they mentioned, like, the king of Timony.
Hey, look at this. A blood trail.
So, like, the king of Timony, right? Like, they mentioned that. So I want to know who, like, the leader of, like, Dhalmakyar is. Like, is it just the Sundered Houses, or is it, like, other people? Like, what exactly is the succession in these locations? Like, who the fuck is actually in charge of everything? Is there a king of Dhalmakyar? I mean, it sounds like there's a council of Dhalmakyar more than anything. But these are the questions that we need to have answered. And we won't get them answered until we see the Seekers. Or not even the Seekers. The Schemers.
A secret passage.
Well, wouldn't be a proper throne room without a secret passage.
Well, he didn't get very far.
Monsignor.
There must always be a supreme leader. Maybe. His name's Palpatine. Alright, take all of his shit, Kratos.
Boy.
Pick the thing up, boy. How is that flame still going? If he's been dead for a while,
Interesting.
how's it still
I
going?
may want to write that down. The things you pulled from him. Those must be the 3 mythical ingredients Brock was talking about.
I can say with utmost certainty that I've never laid eye on a stranger set of objects in my life.
How are Brock and Sindri supposed to build with whatever they are?
Don't count the dwarves out, lad.
Magic.
They're right pricks, but they're resourceful. They once made an unbreakable chain out of little more than a cat's footstep and bird spit.
That doesn't even make sense.
Well, that's the legend. If you wanted sense, you shouldn't be talking to a severed head.
Oh, this is where we came from. My list: Belair, Valus, Cadigan, Octus, Julian, Azune, Thimble, Murray, Hal, Taor, Taisha, Tyranny, Wickander. Wixen last? I definitely want to learn more about what the fuck's going on with Wick's bloodline. There's something fucked up there. Like, obviously there's something fucked up there, but I want to know even more. Like, the more the better. The more we know about Wick, the more interested in the Halo of our family I will become. So, like, I feel like we need to learn more about Wick. So something screams, we need more info. I don't know why. Get bullied. How many are there?
I'm ready.
Hey, stop attacking my son. Fight me, fool. I really thought he was about to hit him with a DDT. Bam. Give me the goods. Taylor is lower because Travis doesn't like to focus much on about his backstory. Exactly. He's always a forward thinker. I agree with that. I don't think his backstory is going to be as important as other characters who will have their backstory. Wick is last because I'm talking about him personally, not his family and his celestial in an Iron Maiden. I guess that's true. But I feel like Dream is right. Wick seems like the least interesting person of his family. Not because he isn't interesting, but because Sam is RPing him as the boy failure. I gotta go to my class. Hopefully y'all are still going when I come back. Well, have a good class, Bick. Enjoy. Bam. Don't hurt yourself. How the fuck do we get out of here? But yeah, definitely. I can see where you're coming from. I do think Wick has a very interesting story ahead of him, but it feels like it's going to be the one that they play out for the long run, right? Like it's going to be a good long form story.
You found the legendary materials? Incredible. Oh, this is so exciting. Meet me back at the temple and we'll get started right away.
Sweet. New armor. Can't promise not to hurt myself. Well, that's fair. Okay, what can we upgrade? We will upgrade this.
Enjoy cutting trees. You just cut trees with that, right?
Yeah, sure. That's all I cut trees with. What kind of blade
Now,
pommel do I
there
have?
is something else to tell you.
Well, then tell me.
I didn't think we'd see you out here since you and Brock got back together. Everything okay?
Oh, better than ever. You know, I really think we've both grown in our years apart.
So how come you're back here?
Just catching some fresh air. Look, I love my brother, but he still smells like a fetid dung pile.
All right. Back to it. I agree. It's an Imogen length story as Julian is going to be. I agree. Taking the whole campaign. I agreed. Both Wick and Julian, and even Octus, in my opinion, are the ones currently set up for like the long form storytelling. But I still want some answers sooner than later. I think the people who we're gonna get like more direct answers about sooner are gonna be characters like Murray, characters like Azune, characters like why am I spacing? Characters like they were in my head, now they're gone. Oh well, it is what it is. Thimble. Cadigan. Cadigan's the one I was trying to think of. Cadigan to me feels like the character we're going to learn like the absolute most about, in my opinion. But we shall see soon enough.
Hey, if I'm a god, maybe I can fly.
No, no! Gods too must stay on the path. I promise you.
I'm confused. I always heard that Baldur's mother was Frigg.
Aye, Frigg. Well, that's more of a pet name, you see. It means beloved, something Odin called Freya after they wed. Out of affection at first, or so I like to believe. As things turned sour, it became a way to manipulate the truth.
How so?
Odin didn't want Freya, a Vanir goddess, getting credit for anything in Asgard. So anything worthy she accomplished was attributed to Frigg.
Like being Baldur's mother.
That's right. Freya was Baldur's mother all along.
Sad. The way people manipulate others. Sad. So which table are you more looking forward to seeing? The Schemers or the Seekers? Because if I'm being honest, I am dreading the Schemers.
They found the materials.
Simply from a
They're so
recap perspective, I'm dreading
build
that.
a piece of armor out of something so
None yet.
Nanya?
None your fucking business. Trade secret. We got our ways.
Oh.
So you're not gonna...
Something else we can do for you?
Nah, just glad you guys worked it out.
Ah. Well, I could say the same to you.
Ha!
I guess I was getting a bit full of myself.
Told him what he needed to hear, how's it sounds to me.
Just the same. I'm sorry for how I spoke to you, Sindri.
I guess we're going with Brock's.
You forgive me?
Already have.
Because Brock's is more strength
All
orientated.
worked out. Now,
And I want more damage.
let us get back to
We're gonna
work
just
before I get
upgrade these though.
Sentimental.
In the long run, I think
Keep
all of
a
these are gonna
protecting
be
bits off you.
much better for us. Oh, I don't have the hack silver for it? Fuck.
You got a fine deal there.
You have to say Seeker's Table, like you're least looking forward to them? Why? For me, they would seem to be the ones that I was like the most intrigued by out of all of them. Why would you worry about the Schemers? Because there's going to be a million new characters introduced every 5 seconds.
What you need?
It's going to be a nightmare with
Think what you
recaps.
want? At least we got that taken care of.
I firmly believe it's going to be an absolute nightmare.
Be too careful now.
I mean, invested in Seekers more. Oh, okay, yeah. You're more invested in the Seekers and the Schemers. To which I agree. Shit. Can't upgrade them yet. What do we need? Asgardian Steel. And a lot more hack silver. Okay, well maybe there's a few things we can go kill.
Where were we on that other?
What other thing? They keep talking about stuff as if I have other things for them. I don't see any other missions from them anywhere. But yeah, I'm worried about the Schemers table, specifically from the purposes of... Well, realistically, like I was saying, like there's going to be 8 trillion characters getting introduced like every session. There's going to be a ton of lore, a ton of dialogue, a ton of RP. As far as recaps go, that is going to be an absolute nightmare. It's going to take forever to recap all that shit. Are you gonna have to take 2 sets of notes, one for recap and then one for to keep track of NPCs? I don't think that's gonna be a big issue. I think realistically, what's likely to happen for me is.
What do you think, Lemire? What does Baldur want with us?
Well, let's look at what we know.
Is that I'm gonna
Baldur
just
is
recap
Odin's
it,
finest
and
tracker,
if a character
bar
name
none.
sticks out, I'll remember
If
it.
he wants you, you have to consider the possibility that Odin wants you. And as for what Odin wants, on this I have some expertise.
What could we have that Odin doesn't? He's like the king of gods.
The Aesir, aye. But his reach is not unlimited, and where he cannot reach, he is preoccupied with going. He's certainly tortured me enough about it over the years.
Alright. So while we could continue the story and go into the into like Baldur's storeroom, I want to just mess around and start collecting some stuff just here and there. We're not going to go out of our way to collect everything, but I do want to check out some other realms just for the shits and giggles. But yeah, I just know that those specific tables, like specifically the schemers, is going to be a nightmare for how much like shit there's gonna be in all of those ones.
Wow.
So
It's hot here. But is that snow?
Ash. It only falls like that for great fires.
The whole realm is a great fire, the source of fire itself, and all the sun and stars, if legend is to be believed.
Should we believe? I mean, we're here, and we're not on fire.
Not yet.
Well, you know, I suppose it's cooled considerably since the dawn of creation, hasn't it? Niflheim isn't exactly ice these days either. It's in the nature of things. Extremes are tempered by time. Fires burn colder, men grow old and grey, heads are chopped off and attached to belts. Such is life.
Okay, Mimir.
something tells you that we're getting schemers before seekers. I don't think that's true. I think they've actually said that the schemers are gonna be the last ones that get a table. So I think it's gonna go seekers then schemers. But I could just be wishing and hoping. Due to it being really new for a CR campaign in terms of playstyle. Again, I really hope that's not the case. I'm really looking forward to so I love that we've been getting the super chill stuff right now with the soldiers. This is the typical type of storytelling. The seekers are going to be along the same line, so the schemers you kind of want to play into a bit later, I feel. But that's just me.
Here, boy. Another one.
This one's called Surtur. Must be a fire giant.
Aye, the first and original.
Makes a flaming sword.
A weapon of legend.
He fights Thor and Odin. But is that the past or the future?
That may be a matter of perspective.
I'm making it sound like it's going to be awful. I don't think the Schemers is going to be a horrible table.
Listen.
It's going to be a lot of what we've seen
hear a
already
voice.
from the overture.
Another elf.
I don't think so. It's coming from up there.
I just feel like it's going to be very similar to how the overture played out for a lot of it. Where every couple of minutes we're going to get introduced to a new person. But because we've already been introduced to a lot of characters, something tells me we're not going to have to worry about it as much. But I do feel like it's going to be the one that it does it the most to us, where we're going to get introduced to really important characters a lot.
The voice! It's just around this corner. Oh. It's a great big sword. It wants to know if we're ready to train?
Indeed we are. Accept the challenge.
The gate's closed.
Prepare yourself, boy.
Yes, sir. Brother!
swing off before I did. Unfortunate.
Left side, brother. More of them. Fire from the left.
Die, motherfucker. Shoot him, Atreus. Fucking big guys. Another big guy. Although these guys are taking a ton of damage. Goody. Enjoy the snow. I could say that about outside right now. It's snowing like a mofo. Which is not great. Because it kind of snuck up on us. Like, I feel like we were very ill prepared for it this time around. Bam.
We did it! That was a little crazy. And look, there's loot!
Wouldn't it be nice to find some incense just once? The smell of brimstone gets old quickly.
Do you think having the soldiers table first and then they play the D&D style we've grown accustomed to CR was an excellent choice and a great way to get us invested following the overture? I think yes, this was the best choice they could have made. Simply because I just feel like, imagine, right, you set up this big world and like this big conflict, and one of them is to go chase down and get revenge for like the guy who effectively got like the character who's connected to everybody killed. So like the idea is
There's another level to this challenge.
like they've
Be ready, boy.
I am.
set up this story for us to follow, and instead of us following this really like exciting thing where we're gonna be like going after a guy, trying to kill him, etc., instead what we're gonna do, we're gonna follow some guys who are gonna be RPing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like that would be a weird choice for them to do. Fuck. I hate these things. Aha! Eat the ground wherever you fell to. I just feel like they made the right choice by going this route. By going the route of following the person who tried to kill Theoden. Or who basically got Theoden killed was the correct choice. Otherwise, you would have like a really boring conflict to sort of follow, if you will. Maybe you disagree, but I feel like a lot of talking gets really boring really quick. It's part of the reasons why I feel like a lot of people despise shopping episodes. It's one of the reasons I despise shopping episodes, because it's all talk. Talk, 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 talk. Die, wolves.
Hey, look at us.
Collect the rewards. Yeah, you for one love shopping episodes. I could not disagree with that idea more. Shopping episodes to me are just not it.
Another gate opened up.
If you, I'm not like if you like shopping episodes, that's fine. There are some really good shopping episodes, like whenever they would run into like Pumat Soul or Gilmore, like that's fine. Like those characters are great.
So,
But
Nobody
I don't
lives
need them to go see Higgledy
Only
Spiggledy
a
for
fire giant
15
could be at
fucking
home here,
incense every
and according to
goddamn
prophecy,
couple
we won't
episodes. You
see
know what I'm
them
saying?
again till
Just
Ragnarok.
skip that shit. Just be like, yeah, you go buy 15 gold worth of incense here, and blah blah blah. You don't need to have every NPC ever be a character.
There's
It's
another
just not
sword.
necessary.
This must be the next challenge.
Like I don't really care about Jeffrey the shopkeeper number 7. You know what I'm saying?
Betray us to me.
We'll run back down to Brock and see if he's got any upgrades for us at the moment, or if we've not earned any yet. C3s were great. Were a great way to take a little breath in the nonstop marathon for the campaigns. Breathless pace, especially after episode 51 or after episode 50 and 59. So this might shock you, Dream, but I disagree. I love when the story continues to progress. A breath is necessary in the sense of like occasionally you could get like, yes, episode 91 deserved to have some sort of break happen. But instead what happened was we got like the 2 half episodes with like the Crown Keepers, which to me acted as that buffer, like that little breather from the 2 things. Now a lot of people didn't like that, but it is what it is.
Let's get to it.
I personally, if it were up to me, would never even consider like shopping for magic items are a completely different story than shopping for a, you know, like a couple of arrows or a couple of whatever fuck. Like I just don't feel like it's necessary to RP every shopping session. If you want to go and do a shopping episode, that's great. That's great. That's grand. I think a shopping episode here and there is perfectly fine. But you don't need to do it that much. You know what I'm saying? And if that's what these are going to feel like the entire time, I'm a little concerned. Oh shit, I didn't even put anything in my sockets. Crap. That might explain a few things, honestly, why I was feeling weaker. That was good. Oh, hang on, I didn't just unequip one. Yeah, there we go. But I understand why people do like them. I just don't think they're necessary. Not as necessary as other stuff that I feel like could be more important. You know what I'm saying? I need one of these to give me like a massive boost of vitality. Give me a second.
Now you're talking.
I think C3s were well placed out, and a lot of things like character development and character interactions did happen during them. But I understand it not being your cup of tea. I honestly think that how do I put this? I think Campaign 3 did it really well. It was Campaign 1 that put a sour taste in my mouth for most of the bad interactions for stuff like that. Because goddamn, would Percy and it's not just Percy, but like they would go shopping to like make tinkering things and stuff like that, and fuck me, did it take 800 years for them to do it. And it was getting old. It was getting old, you know. Just listening to the same thing over and over again was getting old. Schlong boys are back. Oh dear. How's it going, Brain? But again, if you liked that stuff,
see.
I'm not gonna begrudge you for liking that stuff. Like, it's totally fair. Like, I get people liking it. I do not. Do I want my cooldowns to drop or do I want more like HP? I don't think I have any good ones for HP, do I? It's plus 4 HP, that's nothing. Okay. We'll go with like a cooldown one. Bam. Alright. What's wrong here? Oh no.
Wanted to stare into my eyes.
No, I don't want to stare into your eyes. And do I really want the Schemers Table episodes to be interesting and not just a tons of information you won't catch to put in the recaps and be bored out of your mind? That's what I'm worried about. I don't want them to be like that. I don't want them to be super boring like that. You must have loved Josh Allen getting whooped by the Dolphins. I don't hate Josh Allen. I just don't think he's as good as people thought or say.
So, Odin wants to go where he
But
can't.
everyone's playing like dog shit
Are you
right now.
saying
I don't know
he's
what's
trying
going
to
on.
get to Jotunheim too?
Aye. It
Everyone's
ranks among
playing
his
weird.
foremost obsessions.
But that doesn't make any sense, Mimir.
Oh? When did I stop making sense?
You're saying Baldur tracked us down to find the way to Jotunheim. But that was before we knew Jotunheim is where we needed to go. That's crazy.
Except for one thing. You are headed for Jotunheim, so he was right.
I thought you hated him because you love
then,
Haley.
clearly you've been listening.
I'm jealous of him, but I don't hate him. Not to mention, Haley's not like Haley Steinfeld. While she is hot and she's definitely like up there in terms of like some celebrities, she's if I got to pick one, it's not her. If I got to pick one, what a weird sentence.
Here they come.
I'm ready.
Let's kick some ass. Where the fuck are they? They're joining this fight too slow for this timer to be this slow. Oh, he exploded. Oh, I hate that. Tier list, how long will it take to learn each character's backstory? How much time it takes to for each prospective character's backstory to be complete? Damn, I don't know. I would say a character like... That's hard. Like, I feel like Wick, for the most part, I feel like we've kind of already covered most of Wick's, like, backstory, with the exception of, like, his past lover that we didn't really get to talk about all that much. Or, like, you know, he wasn't allowed to talk about all that much. So, I feel like Wick is almost there. I feel like Tyranny is going to be someone we're going to have to wait a very long time for. I feel like Tayor's probably not going to mention his at all, because that's just a Travis thing to do. He doesn't want to mention it. So, I feel like Tayor is probably, for the most part, done with his backstory. Something might come up here or there for Tayor, but I doubt it. Something tells me Tayor is probably going to be resided to, like, a character who's all about moving forward, much like a usual Travis character like we've already discussed. Julian, I feel like, is going to be somebody who it takes a very long time for us to gather most of his backstory, but we could also have most of the information that we need already, so he could be in the same sort of boat as Wick, and his backstory is not as important as like the journey he will take to become a better person, which is what I think his story is. So, if I'm being real, maybe Julian's along the same line of Wick. We basically know mostly everything we need to about the character's backstory already, so we don't have to worry about it that much. I feel like the one character who's going to take forever for us to learn the most about is probably Valus. Valus, Taisha, and Belair are probably going to be the ones who take the longest to learn most things about. Yes, we know a good deal about, like, what exactly Belair is. He has such a long life that, like, you know, we could, like, learn half of what he's done and still have so much more to do. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you guys smell that stuff. 'cause... Damn, these guys are taking a lot for now. Come on out, time to fight. We only got a minute left. Alright, we only got a minute left, you guys. We gotta die. I wish it would tell me how many remaining enemies there were. Holy smokes, there's so many. We might not be able to do this yet. Oh wait, it just says survive. I don't have to kill enemies, I just have to survive. Crazy. This whole time I was like, okay, how many enemies do I gotta kill? F being almost done, S being the entire campaign. Okay, so Wick and Julian are going to be S characters then. I feel like Tayor is probably close to done, so he's going to be an F rank. Tyranny, I would say, is probably going to be like a D, where she's going to take a bit longer for us to learn about most of her stuff, but she's not going to take forever. Cadigan's going to be probably in that same category. Murray is a C. Valus is probably going to be an A or an S with how long I feel like it'll take for us to get there. You love Brooke Meadow? Yeah, she was a fun character. I loved like the whole bubble. Like she spat out the bubble sort of deal. Like that was fun. That was entertaining. Who else? Octus. See, Octus could be a character where his story could be either really short and like just be connected to the Daconis, or it could be really long. So he could realistically range. So I'm going to put him in a B. I'm trying to think. Who haven't I mentioned yet? Belair. I think Belair is going to be in the A category. And I think that's everybody. I think that's everybody. I might have missed one, but I don't think I did.
Here we go.
Oh my god, enemies regenerate so quickly. Basically, just gotta push them into the lava. Enjoy your bath. Hal, oh yes, my bad. Hal could be longer too. It's hard to think while you're playing a game. My bad. Hal, I'll say Hal's a B because I feel like we've learned a lot about Hal, and his story might not be as long as others, and he's more of like a support character for a lot of other characters. Like I feel like he's gonna be a big support character for like Taisha and Belair, maybe even Azune. Like so. I can definitely see him having a longer one, but I'm going to put him in, like, D. I feel like D is the right spot for him. And then Taisha... Taisha is going to be, like, a... I think Taisha could be, like, a C or a B, just depending on, like, how much we get to learn about the Loys and stuff. So... Yeah, I think a C or a B is probably right up in her alley. And Thimble feels like a character we've already learned a lot about. But again, like we were discussing, there's a lot of potential with her story and like how it relates to how her people are being treated by others right now. So there's a lot of room for her story as well, in my opinion. So who's to really say? I would probably put her in about a B as well. Is that everybody? I think that's everybody. I did miss a few people that initial time, but there's a lot of characters to remember. And I don't remember if I said those names already, so I could have said them or I could not have said them. Another fucking dog. Azune? I said Azune. I put him in like a C here already. Or at least I think I did. And if I didn't, C. I swear I said Azune, but whatever. If I didn't, C, where he belongs. Oh my lord. Get over here. Yeah, well, if only. How about this? Just get off. Enjoy your trip. Who amongst the campaign is Julian going to hook up with first? And why is it Azune? It's not going to be Azune. I feel like it's going to be Valus. Now we're going into NPCs. That's a lot to try to remember. Like, you can go. Okay, like the daughters of the old gnome and Thiazi. Well, I mean, the odds of us running into the gnome kids are not high. Like, I feel like it might happen, but the implication was that they're dead, right? Like, that was the vibe that I got, is that they're kaput, and like the guy just doesn't want to accept that they're dead yet, which is totally fair as far as I'm concerned. Tell me he died. What? Zodiac wants it to be Belair because they're already married. Talzin and Matt are not married. Do you mean Murray? I think it would be the least awkward if it was Murray and Julian. But by the way that Marisha is talking, it sounds like Murray wants to either be with Azune or Cadigan. So I feel like that's likely. Stupid autocorrect. Fair enough. I feel like it's probably going to be one of those two characters for, like Azune and Cadigan are, in my opinion, choices for Murray. And I feel like Valus, and weirdly, I could see Taisha for Julian as well. I just feel like there's that path of redemption that he can go down, which would be fairly interesting for him to do.
We actually did it.
So, those characters. I feel like Julian could end up with Valus or Taisha, and I feel like Murray could end up with Azune or Cadigan. That simple as that? I feel like that's pretty simple. I can also see there's only one other romance to me that would make sense if they were to choose to do it, and that would be Wick and Tyranny. Wick and Tyranny feels like the obvious one, and I kind of hope it happens because that would be really funny. Simply based on the fact that, like, I don't know why, but I feel like Julian is in love with Lady Aranessa and knows it's never going to happen. Oh, for sure. For sure. Okay, so the way that I sort of the way that I sort of look at his connection to her is, he's like, in two ways do I look at how Julian might perceive his relationship with Lady Aranessa. So he might feel like he deserves Lady Aranessa, right? Like, that's sort of like the vibe that I got from him, that he feels like he deserves her, if you know what I'm saying. So, like, I feel like that is, like, a weird relationship that he had. But it could also be, like, he's always had a thing for her and she's always not, like, reciprocated. And he's, like, resided himself to be this character who's going to be her protector. Like, if I can't have her in my life like that, I still want her in my life, sort of deal.
From your throat stump.
So.
I really can't.
I don't know. At first, I got a really weird vibe off of Julian when it came to Lady Aranessa. But that has shifted away a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Taylor is going to get bit by a
lovely
snake,
waterfall.
and they
It's
have a
wonderful.
child
Yes, this
with
isn't at all terrifying, is it?
tyranny, which will be a lion, snake, goat, a chimera. Jesus. I sort of got the vibe of Lady Aranessa marrying Thiazi Fang was the day that he started to hate him. I have no proof. Was the day that Julian started to hate Thiazi? 100%. I 100% agree with that statement. 100% agree. And again, we have no proof. But it
Another
makes
sword.
sense.
I wonder how many of these there are.
It makes so much
6.
sense if you really think about it.
The voice says 6.
Ready?
Kill grunts to break elite shields. So they have like a shield on them. So he's like vulnerable for a second, I see. Get his boy. Oh, good. There's too many of them. They're so insane. Oh. Yeah, you need to die. Alright, Haley is now vulnerable. Hey, do you mind not being a dick? Ugh. Just constantly running is so fun. Get back here and face your death. Is he vulnerable again? I would read chat, but this guy's quite intense. Yep. He's got a single fucking bastard back. Great. Die? Fall in the hole? Nope, he didn't do it. Get in the hole. Perfect. Oh good, he's got more guys. Please tell me I'm not attacking the invulnerability right now. Nope, doesn't look like it. But it's fine. The left side doesn't matter. I need to deal with these two.
Okay, brother.
No, not okay. What the fuck is this thing?
Behind you, incoming.
Oh, fuck.
Father! You're back.
Time to die. You need to croak. And then I need to attack. No way. 4. How many dudes do you need, dude? Christ. Why is this fight such a pain in the ass? Please die. Fuck, you're so annoying. Not invulnerable. Holy fuck, that was such a bitch and a half. Alright, so I have found our ceiling in this realm. Great. I don't think that's likely because as soon as... Oh, sorry, hang on. Like he stole my girl, exactly. In the end, we will find out Thjazi charmed Aranessa when she truly loved our sweet boy Julian. Interesting. Interesting idea that maybe she was into Julian. It is an interesting thought. Maybe she was. Maybe they were like destined to end up together, and then because of Thjazi, that couldn't happen. Maybe. I don't think that's likely because as soon as that guy died, Lady Aranessa would have been free. True. Either that or Julian never saw Lady Aranessa that way. And the reason he hated Thjazi was more interesting and more complicated. Which would be better? I mean, I guess. There's a million reasons as to why someone could hate another character. A woman is very easy to be the case, though. Like, it's simple. It's relatable. People would get it and be like, "Oh yeah, Mr. Steal your girl over here." Like that's a real thing. Like maybe it's the fact that like the two of them were meant to be together for X reason or whatever, right? Like they grew up together. They sort of made that promise to each other, and then she found somebody who she genuinely loved, which would have left a sour taste in Julian's mouth. But who knows? Something tells me that Julian doesn't care that much about relationships though, because one of the earliest things we see him do is he's sleeping with random people, right? Like he's sleeping with prostitutes and stuff like that. So I get the feeling he either has never cared about relationships in a serious way, or because of what happened with him and Aranessa, maybe that sort of killed the idea of relationships for himself. Fruit for thought, you know. It's all a possibility.
Okay. Tell me again how Odin knew we were going to Jotunheim before we did.
Odin is extremely clever, you see. Nearly as clever as he thinks he is. And he's a collector of prophecies. If it's about the future, he adds it to his collection. Helps him style himself as all-seeing and all-knowing. But of course, the idea is control. Control of the future, control of his fate. He'd control every realm of every land in every world if he could. Every potential pocket of resistance, he seeks to eliminate. Even if you've never posed a threat before, he may think one day you might. So you see, It's not important how he knew before you did. It's important that he was right.
Atreus, at this point, you shouldn't be scared by it happening. It always happens. But to a degree, I do hope it's something totally different than him being, like, into Lady Aranessa, and that was the reason. You know, I really hope that's not the case. Like, I agree with you. I hope that's not the case. Ivaldi's spoilers of... Yeah. Okay.
Come back soon with more crap you found.
I guess it's time for us to travel to a different location. I am curious as to, like, some of the other character motivations, though, right? Like, what was it specifically that brought Octus into...
Amir, what else did the serpent tell you when you Kinda sounded important.
like,
I'm sure it's nothing.
relation
Just said
with
the voice seemed familiar
both
to her.
characters of Thiazi and Taisha.
That's impossible.
No, I quite agree. Unless, perhaps, he refers to something yet to be. It is said that when Jormungandr and Thor battle at Ragnarok, their clash so violently shakes the Tree of Life that it splinters, casting the serpent backward through time, even before his own birth.
What?
That is madness.
Well, I did say not to concern yourself.
Hang on, what the fuck was that one? Oh, it's about how to get knocked back in time. Got it. That is madness. Julian always dreamed of having a fairy slave, and Thiazi got one, and he had the gall to befriend it. Damn. I think that would make Julian quite possibly the most hated character in Critical Role if they were to make that their reason. It would... I assume this has nothing to do with what you said, Brain. It would cheapen any character development
Not
he
why
makes
anyone would want
if
to come here,
the reason was
but
that
here we
simple.
are.
True.
Smells bad. What is this stuff?
This mist is cursed.
Cursed?
Quite right. Safe to breathe for a time, but it'll kill if we linger. Just one more reason to love Niflheim.
Alright. Niflheim's death.
Boy,
Let's see.
But yeah, I mean, the reason he probably hates him has something to do with the fact that his family aligned with his at one point. Like, that's why Lady Aranessa and him are even together in the first place. Thiazi, that is. And then he feels during the Falconers Rebellion, because they fought on opposite sides of the conflict, or slash the Royce and the Davinos family didn't back Thiazi, that it brought down his family. Like, that's what he was saying, right? Like, our relationship to you brought our family down in the eyes of the other Sundered Houses, which is why they're currently all dead, right? I feel like that makes sense to a certain degree. Like, the reason they're dead is because they backed Thiazi and not the Taconis family, or because they didn't back either and they just sort of accepted one over the other.
Fancy seeing you two here.
I'm surprised you're here, Sindri. This mist is pretty gross.
You think I can't handle a little cursed mist? Well, you're right. I'm trying to build some armor that will lessen its effects. The materials I need are all right here in Ivaldi's workshop, but they're blanketed by this nauseating mist, of course.
Wait for it.
The last known location for such armor is in the workshop's center chamber. The entrance is sealed, but I could craft you an entry stone with enough mist echoes.
There it is.
Receive 500 missed echoes. Okay. I'll tell you one thing, Zodiac. I'm going into each episode with almost no expectations. And I'm being rewarded with every episode and everything that happens in them. That's fair.
Play shuffles around each time we leave? That's incredible.
Atreus, focus. This is a dangerous place.
That's dwarven creativity for you. Impressive and dangerous.
I think going into stuff with zero expectations for the most part on everything that you go into, whether it be like a movie or a video game or whatever, a TV show, going in with zero expectations, in my opinion, is the way. Because then you're not disappointed by it because you're like, okay, well, you know, I didn't know what to expect going in. And, you know, I think the worst thing people do when it comes to, can you fuck off, you stupid fucking wolf? I'm trying to get to this guy. The worst thing people do is they make theories and they make expectations in their mind, and then they make it their own, like, little personal headcanon. So then when it doesn't happen, they get all upsetty spaghetti about it. And when that happens, it's just, you know, not a good time for anybody. Not a good time for you, not a good time for whoever you're watching the thing with, not a good time for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Expectations, especially if they're too high, right? Like, if your expectations are reasonable, I don't think it matters. But if your expectations are, like, way too high for whatever the thing is that we're talking about, then yeah, there's a problem. Smash, smash, smash. Up. Like, I'm a firm believer in the stance that I think the reason the Star Wars prequels are as split as they are from fans is because too many people went in with their expectations of what they thought it should be, and it didn't. Like, there was no way for it to match that. So what did people get? They got nothing they wanted, and they were upset by it. Like, that's the way I sort of look at it. I meant the sequels. Did I say the prequels? I meant the sequels. I personally love the sequels more than I like the prequels. I just think the prequels are... They're just... There's too much CGI for me, blah, blah, blah. We've talked about this in the past, about each of the downfalls of both, because they all have downfalls except for the OG trilogy. The OG trilogy is fantastic. Fuck, two of you here? That's bullshit.
Start heading to a mist-free area. Have you considered a tactical retreat?
Bang. Probably have to go here. Might not be able to make it. Shit. Rough. Yeah, I've talked about my feelings on Star Wars in the past. It gets complicated. I think if I were to rank them, it's the OG trilogy first, the sequel trilogy second, and then the prequels and last. Mostly because I feel like the acting in the sequels is better than the acting in the prequels. And I think the CGI is obviously way overused in the prequel trilogy. But I also just think, like, the story's more entertaining in the sequels. Like, there's too much politicking in the prequels for me to enjoy, sort of deal. And as much as I like most of the characters, I think the portrayal of Anakin in those movies is so fucking bad, it's not even funny. Also, I love The Phantom Menace, but it introduces the worst fucking plot stuff in the entire franchise. That being Space Jesus. Absolutely fucking can't stand Space Jesus. I think that is so horrific. The prophecy is ass. It's not mentioned one time in the original trilogy, so it's just some random ass shit that Lucas came up with, which I think was a massive mistake. You know, and here's the thing: I will if you came up to me and said, "Hey, you want to watch the Star Wars prequels?" I will fucking happily watch those. I'm dead. I will happily watch those movies. I fucking love them, but they have so many flaws that I feel like people just ignore recently, and I don't know why. Armand being so different from Alexandria is a factor, and everything we see in every character we meet is something we just now are learning about, which helps with the no expectations. Well, yeah, you can't really have expectations for something you don't really know anything about. Which is true. Like, what you're saying is true. It's all facts. My worry is I have an expectation for the Mighty Nine stuff, so I'm very nervous about the Mighty Nine animated series, because I was very upset with season 3 of Legend of Vox Machina, and I think most of you know that by now. So I'm very, very hesitant about a lot of the future of that. Very scared.
Watch your left. On your left.
You two don't look so good.
Shut up, Mimir. Perfect, 500. Get the hell out of here. No, Zodiac Bandit, you were the chosen one, destined to bring balance to the internet opinions. You were supposed to destroy the hive mind, not join them. What hive mind? The bigger hive mind is those who are trying to rewrite history and claim those sequels or the prequels are good. That's the hive mind. But I get what you mean. What's your opinion on the Chosen One narratives? If it's done well, I think it's okay. If it's done poorly, I do not think so.
Ooh, looks like you found enough echoes. And you're not dead. Very impressive.
Sindri, how do you make anything out of mist?
Odd as it sounds, the dwarves who lived here could craft marvels out of the mists of Niflheim. Keep an eye out for more mist echoes. I could put them to all sorts of use.
But yeah, Chosen One narratives, they can be good if they're done well.
Until we meet again, my friends.
But very rarely are they done well. I think if I had to really be honest about, like, if thinking about like a chosen, like a game or a movie that's had a Chosen One storyline in it that I've like said recently was like, oh, that's pretty good, I couldn't tell you, with the exception of like Kingdom Hearts, but I'm like so fucking biased on Kingdom Hearts, it's not even funny. And Kingdom Hearts' Chosen One thing is actually very subtle, so it's not as big of a deal for me. And it's actually more like an honest to God false Chosen One story, which I like. I don't know. I just think like let's go back to Star Wars for a minute. I like the idea that anyone can be a Jedi or anyone can be like a Force user, because they're all like it's literally stated like the Force binds them all. They're all connected to it. Everyone has the Force, right? So for me, when stuff comes out that contradicts that, like midichlorian counts, I fucking hate that shit. Or like the Force created an individual so powerful to bring balance to the Force, i.e. the Chosen One. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of that at all. Especially when it cheapens other characters. Like, to me, that cheapens Luke. And I'm already not a big Luke Skywalker fan, so like when you cheapen a character like that even more, you're kind of losing on like every front. Ooh, fuck off, dude. Like, fucking
You're gonna be alright.
We need some air, fast.
We do not need air. We need these guys to die. That's what we need. God damn it, I got hit.
So that's it
Fuck.
then.
On the scale from 1 to 10, what is the likelihood that Wickander is going to get our soldiers' table in some serious shit? 10. 10 being bad, right? 10 is the answer to that question. I'm really trying to think of like a good chosen one story now. Like trying to be like, which ones do I think have like been decent? And I guess like one that instantly comes to mind, Avatar. Avatar The Last Airbender is technically a chosen one story. I'm getting annihilated. What the fuck is happening? I guess we're just too low of a fucking level to be here. Which is ridiculous. But whatever. Let's get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I think
Just
10.
make sure you give yourself enough time while you're hunting for echoes. I know you two get carried away, breaking pots and looting corpses.
The Chosen is the best Chosen story. Ah, yes. This place is a hellscape. I don't know the actual. I forget the actual line they use constantly. This place is a frickin' hellscape. But yeah, I'm not a big. As you guys can tell, not a big Chosen one character type of person. So it is what it is. But again, just to reiterate, because I feel like it needs to be said, I still love all the Star Wars movies. Literally any Star Wars movie, if you said, let's watch this, I would say yes. If you said, pick any Star Wars movie, I'm picking Empire. Every single fucking time I'm picking Empire. Empire's the best. Bar none, Empire is the only Star Wars movie that is above a 8 out of 10.
When Ragnarok comes. They are the
It's the only one that's above an 8. So it's like a 9 or a 10.
Their army that's supposed to do him in the end. But more than that, he covets their gifts of prophecy. He wants to know what they know and see what they see. So much suffering has been avoided, and his insatiable curiosity was not so much stronger than his wisdom.
What do you mean?
Ah, remind me to tell you why they call him the Lord of the Hanged.
That being said, though, just to clear up even more, I think that all Star Wars movies rated out of 10. Ooh. Okay. I guess we'll go in order. So Phantom Menace to me is about a 6. 6 out of 10. I guess we'll just go in order. Attack of the Clones is the worst one. So it's probably like a 3. A 3 out of 10. And that 3 is very generous. It's like just if I cut out everything else that happens in the movie and only remember the last like 40 minutes, then it could be higher, but the 3 out of 10 is probably the best I can give it. Phantom Menace. Revenge of the Sith, in my opinion, it's probably about a 7. A 7 out of 10. Actually, do I like Phantom Menace more? I you know what? I'll give it a 6 out of 10 as well. I like Phantom Menace more in certain moments. Like, I love the pod racing. I love the Duel of the Fates. Like, those moments are such a highlight for me. Like, Qui-Gon is one of my favorite characters of all time. So Phantom Menace is going to be a 6. Attack of the Clones is a 3. And Revenge of the Sith is a 6. Then I will... the Star Wars The Clone Wars movie, it is canon, so I do have to rank it. I'll give it a 5. The Han Solo movie, I'll give it a 6. It's probably my second least favorite Star Wars movie because it's so unnecessary. After that is Rogue One. Rogue One is a 8 out of 10. Again, Empire Strikes Back is the only one above an 8 out of 10 in my opinion. The first 20 minutes of Revenge of the Sith is flawless? Really? So Count Dooku not telling Anakin that the bad guy is standing right there as the bad guy betrays Count Dooku isn't flawless to you? I think that is one of the fucking biggest mistakes of all time. Dooku's about to get his head chopped off, and instead of ratting out the dude who's going to get him killed, he goes, oh, I'm just going to stand here and do nothing. flawless. I don't agree with that at all. Also,
Down there.
the CGI is great, but it's overdone. I like my practical effects. Give me my practical shit back. So yeah,
Okay.
Rogue One is an 8.
What about the giant with 8 arms?
Hang on. Rogue One is an 8. That is the mark of sarcastic humor, Zodiac. Oh, you're saying it's not flawless? Good, because it's not. So after Rogue One, it would be A New Hope, which is also an 8 out of 10. Then you've got Empire Strikes Back, which I'll say is a 10 out of 10, because I fucking love that movie. It's amazing. Then you've got Return of the Jedi, which I will give a 6 out of 10. It's the worst of the original trilogy, because it is literally A New Hope again, except instead of Darth Vader losing in a spaceship, he loses on foot inside the Death Star, and they kill him. Like, I think that movie's the weakest out of the bunch. It's entertaining but not flawless. It's a good opener. I think the opener for that movie is probably the best opener of the prequel trilogy for Revenge of the Sith. But after that movie falls off a fucking cliff. Like, Revenge of the Sith is really bad. It has some of the worst acting. The worst acting is in Attack of the Clones. Like, at least Hayden Christensen learned a little bit in between the two movies, but I cannot fucking stand him in Attack of the Clones.
If the giants...
So then after that, we've got The Force Awakens, which I will also give a 6 out of 10. Then you got The Last Jedi. I'm a Last Jedi D-Rider. 8 out of 10. And then I will give Rise of Skywalker, and this is going to piss a lot of people off. I fucking love Rise of Skywalker. 8 out of 10. Okay, I can't wait to make enemies with that one.
Organized as an army, Starcath would have been their general. An opinion, in retrospect, I should have kept to myself. But no, as Odin's advisor, I kept him advised. And having bent his will towards Starcath's doom, there was no dissuading him. But even Thor wasn't stupid enough to take on Starcath on his own. No. Instead, the Aesir set forth slanders upon Starcath's name, branding him throughout the realms as a monster to be feared. They said he abducted an elf queen who killed herself rather than be ravished by the giant. Lies, of course, but you're too young for her story. In the end, even the Vanir gods and the armies of Midgard were roused to the cause. They surrounded Stark, showered him with arrows until he was brought to his knees. He surrendered, hoping by trial he could clear his name. Thor took advantage and ripped off one of Starcath's arms, which only made it easier to sever another and another until he was satisfied. Relieved of 6 arms and too much blood, Starcath perished upon the battlefield. I regret it to this day, you know. I told myself there was nothing I could do, but I wish I'd tried.
Well, that's a sad story. I really need to do a whole Star Wars marathon to do this rating. It's been so long since I've watched them all. I love when the chat just devolves into Star Wars discourse. It's a popular franchise. That's why it happens so often, Dream. And everyone's got their opinions on it. I will, realistically, as long as you don't have like anything above the original trilogy, as far as I'm concerned, like at least A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. If you have stuff that is above Empire, I think your list is flawed. Just to be 100% honest, I cannot get behind that. How did the Star Wars discourse start? I don't remember. I think we were talking about expectations, and I said like expectations is something that is able to like ruin basically anything. So if you set your expectations too high on something, your expectations will ruin it. And I think that's what happened with the Star Wars sequels. Is that expectations ruined those movies? No, that's not what started it, Dream. How the fuck do I get over there? Oh, what the fuck's up that? Okay. This is confusing. The fuck do we get past any of this? But yeah, I like I've said in the past, I think everyone's entitled to their Star Wars opinions. I just think there's a couple Star Wars opinions out there that are just so blatantly wrong. Like I said, if you have something over Empire, I think your list is flawed. It's just that simple for me. Empire is without a doubt one of the greatest movies ever. So to have something over it just feels wrong. Damn. Oh, right, because I don't know why it's doing that. Why the chat thing's still doing that to you. It's really weird to me. I don't get it. What the fuck am I meant to do here? Ha! I don't think that's what I was supposed to do, but it worked out. But it didn't do anything. Oh my god, I'm blind. I'm fucking blind. I didn't see this the entire time. Speaking of brain, I thought of Brennan. Have you guys watched him eat his last meal? I can't watch those videos. I do not like those videos. I like Chef Josh. I think he's fucking amazing. Like he's an incredibly smart dude and really entertaining. So it's really fun to watch him. I don't like the topic of mortality. Not my thing. Not my thing at all. So for me, it's not something I can sit down and watch. They don't talk about it too much. I don't like the risk. Because it always gets brought up in some form or fashion. That is, you want to give me anxiety? That's the way you give me anxiety. You start talking about that shit. Instant anxiety attacks every time. Fuck off. I hate these fuckers. They just bounce around so much. Think you're slick, huh? Yeah, I think Chef Josh is like one of the best people they have on Mythical right now. He's like super entertaining. He's one of the few people that if like Rhett and Link were to like want to walk away, I'd be like, yeah, Josh should take over. Because he's fucking entertaining. Like, he's so funny. And he has just good rapport with like anybody he ever does a video with. So you just know he'll be able to do a video with basically anybody.
Give him what for?
I watched the video. It was great. They had a very genuine, heartfelt conversation and all. But yeah, if you don't like talking about mortality, don't watch it. Brennan is really comfortable with the topic. Yep. And I am not. Not my thing. for sure. Not my thing. Each to their own, though. If it's something you guys are, if you're willing to talk about, that's go ahead. I'm not doing it. Not my shit. No, thank you. I prefer talking about fantasy and fun.
Enemies ahead.
Where is the closest thing for this? God damn. Should have looked before we started running. Worm Slayer, there was a thing for that? Crazy. Ah, it's not good. So I get the feeling you watch a lot of Smosh then, Bick. You know The Chosen. You know Chef Josh, who's on there occasionally. I adore him. He's like the full package as hosts go. He's funny. He can actually cook. Does the research. Asks genuine questions. Yep. He's definitely, like, as far as like an entertainer goes, he's definitely like someone who is capable of carrying a lot of stuff at the same time. Like, there's some people who, when you watch them do something, they're kind of just stuck in that one way where this is more important or that's more important. Josh is able to, like, carry both sides of the whole thing. He's able to do both, which is extraordinarily rare to be able to entertain while still being, like, extremely educated on literally every conversation they have. He's extremely, like, educated on it all. It's incredible, like, how much he's able to pull off. Okay, there's one up there. That's really far away. Oh, there's one. I didn't even see that one. Yeah, that probably would have been hella useful to have beforehand. So it just goes away instantly. So I do. I used to watch a lot of Mythical, and then I switched to Smosh nowadays. I'm weirdly into video essays, but I rotate a lot on who I watch. Video essays are some of the most fun stuff to like consume. I feel like most people would agree with that stance. I like there's a video or a video maker. There's a YouTuber out there. His name is Salt Factory. He makes like 4-hour-long video essays on video games. Some of the most entertaining shit ever. Like, he's very entertaining with like everything he has to say about these games. And basically anytime he makes a game, he makes me go shit. Or he makes a video about a game that I've played, I go shit. And now I want to fucking play that game again. He's so good. Out of Tyranny, Wick, Murray, Hal, and Thimble, who will you reckon will kill someone first? And who would be the most surprising? Well, I feel like Murray is already okay with killing people. And Thimble. So I feel like if Wick were to kill somebody, it would be the most surprising, which is like the second part of it. So yeah, I definitely think if Wick, I feel like Wick would be someone who accidentally kills somebody first, which would be kind of funny, but well, we shall see. Some of Zodiac videos are sort of essays. I try to go for a healthy balance of haha funnies and giving myself anxiety with knowledge of the world. Each to their own. I typically try not to give myself anxiety. It's definitely not a fun feeling. Crippling, in fact. Is that the right letter? Shit, I should have checked what letter it was. I can't tell if it's still glowing. We will fix it in a minute. You know what? No, we can't fix it now. So, sideways N, weird bump, and an R. Especially when he devolves into a rant about risk it all. Don't even get me started, Dream. Don't even get me started. Justice for Adelia. Damn right. Poor Adelia. The character who never had the chance to shine the way she should have shined. Shined? Shun? Yep. You know what I'm trying to say. You guys know. Backwards B R. Sideways N. Open the thing. Perfect. Yeah, believe me, I had to bite my tongue right there, Dream, instead of divulging into a rant about Risk It All. My maximum hatred for that was about to come out. Ugh, most despised game mechanic ever. Fucking hate it. No, thank you. I watched Nicole Raffi and Tyler Bender. They focus more on feminism. Takes about current events in a very fun way. I don't try to give myself anxiety on purpose. It just kind of happens when, you know. Yep. I try not to watch any fucking news things ever. Like, I don't care. I'm not. It's the way I look at it is, if as long as it's not in front of my doorstep, I think I'm okay with the way my life is going. So I'm just gonna not give myself those worries. Looks like I missed a bunch of CR discussions. Any theories? I don't know if there's been any theories. I think I've been shooting down theories more so than not. I'm a killer of fun. I think Divine Sense is either being extremely nerfed or is being extremely telling about some of the stuff that we've been seeing as of late. I feel like with Divine Sense happening, it proves that Wick isn't a Celestial as much as people thought that he was, and it proves that Cadigan isn't some sort of undead spirit living inside the wolf. Right? Like, that's the sort of idea that I got from it. Because if that were the case, undead would ping and Celestial would ping. Weirdly, Fae wouldn't ping, but it did anyway, which is weird. So that's sort of where I take away from all of, like, everything that we learned in the last couple episodes, is that there's been some weirdness. I know for a fact it's number one on the things that made me angry in CR video. Justice for Adelia Pruitt, the sweet 9-year-old girl. It's not number one. I never believed the Wolfman swap. Ooh, interesting. You never believed it. I feel like a lot of people bought into that one. Interesting to see that not everyone did. I'm trying to remember if there's anywhere else that we can go to, like, find stuff. Maybe that one. I don't think we went there at all. But we shall see.
Mimir, is there a story for the giant with the flaming
Alcoholic dog, I don't
Shoot the
think
brain.
so.
Of course. We've
That's
spoken
funny.
so much of frost giants. It's about time we instead met the most fiery giant of all. Back when Ymir first emerged from Ginnungagap, it was Suat who followed next. He came from Muspelheim, the fire realm, bringing heat to the young cosmos, conjuring the sun from his primordial flame. But let's come back to that flaming sword, shall we? Surt the Brave forged his sword of flame for one purpose alone: to burn down Asgard when Ragnarok comes at last. His destiny was to fall at the hands of Thor and Odin, but in so doing, strike the blow that leaves their realm in ash and ruin. And from that destruction, the world can be born anew. Until then, alone he waits in Muspelheim, never sleeping, ever honing his fiery blade. Brave, generous Surt, who knows he lives but to his doom. All because he chooses to serve a grand cycle so much bigger than himself. To truly embrace your purpose and the patience and sacrifice it demands is to ensure your day will come.
Do you think we'll be there when that day comes?
I've seen enough of war between the gods, but you, little brother, who can say?
Alcoholic Dog sounds like the sequel to Dog with a Blog. Goddamn. That is a blast from the past to just bring up Dog with a Blog. God damn it, how did I miss? That show was something, for sure. The actress in that show, they really tried to make her like a big Disney star. It just never happened, unfortunately, for her. I feel like going on record, Julian will kill a PC before summer 26. Ooh. Who, though? Who? Because I could see Azune getting in his way, and then he kills Azune. Was that bad juju to put out in the world? I think that's a bad juju to put out in the world, but I think it's possible. It might be bad juju to put out in the world like that, but it is what it is. Have we gone to all of these yet? I think we have. Entrance to the Witch's Cave. Canyon. Just trying to remember if there's been anything that we haven't been to yet, so we can search for some stuff before moving forward. Maybe over here. There's still an Odin Raven over there. We're still missing a gateway. And a lore marker. And a rift tear. What the fuck? What have I missed? Is it up there? Let's go there. Ashley's or Bria's character. Crazy. I don't think he would kill Valus. I feel like he has a connection with Valus. Although I'm open to suggestions as to why he would. That being said, I could easily see him killing Taisha. Well, which is why I also think it'd be really funny if they ended up in a romance. You know, haters to lovers sort of deal. It's all very compelling. But I think Azune might be on a better track for it. Just because I think they have that history with each other, and I feel like Azune would be like one of the first people to like stand in his way. Hot, true. Romance would be a great change for Julian's path. I think it'd be funny. The two of them end up together. Something she wouldn't expect.
Another name.
Time to die. Get abused in the corner. We were discussing theories about why Julian hated the Ozzy trade. Oh, that's a good point. We did talk about that earlier.
It is over.
There's still a rift tear somewhere around here? Crazy. Where? I wish to find it and end it. It's nice that we have these little markers. Oh, apparently we've missed something there. We can go check that out too. What's on this side? But weren't Julian and Taisha already a thing at some point? Don't they have a kid together? No. So Alagar is Hal and Taisha's kid, who the Davinos and the Royce family like basically handed over to the Barrow guards, so he can train and be with them. So he's the. It's theorized the orc that Octus saw was in fact Alagar, the orc with the Barrow guard symbol on. It's because Taisha fell in love with this Julian's lady person or sister. Sorry, Thiazi, not Taisha. Sister, I think. No, so Aranessa is okay. Aranessa is like, how would I put this without it sounding weird? Like, Julian is Aranessa's protector, if you will. So he's the person who sort of protects her. Their families are connected because like the Davinos family is like I guess a lesser family to the Davinos family, or sorry to the Royce family. So they're connected in that way. Where I assume something happened to where like the Davinos family swore their name to the Royce family. So Aranessa is like the woman that Julian protects. She's like the head of the Royce family, and Julian is protecting her. Simple as that. Taisha had a kid with Alagar, or Taisha had a kid named Alagar with Hal. They also have Shandi, I forget how you say her name. They had her as well. Sadia, not Shandi. What the fuck's wrong with me? Sadia. They had the child Sadia. And then after that, Hal and her split. Taisha split. At some point, Alagar goes and joins the Barrow Guard. And then Hal has a kid with Ilandi, I believe is how you pronounce her name. He has a kid with her. And then her name is Hero. So Hal has 3 kids. Hal has Alagar, Hal has Sadia, and he has Hero. And 2 baby mamas, if we're keeping track. Which I imagine most of us are. You hurt. Ouch. Perfect, they're both dead. I feel like we can kill this guy with no problems. Okay, he just followed the piss out of me there. That's crazy. No way you hit me through my attack. Fuck. Hal is the father, exactly. I don't know if it's as simple as being her protector. To me, at least, he seemed to kind of be into her. Yeah, we already talked about this too. I think it's very likely that he is
That one, brother.
in love with her. That's for sure. Hey yo. Fuck's sake. Couldn't get over there in time. Can I knock you into the water? Just make my life easy. Seems like it. Oh. Gets blasted. Get in the water. The water is your prison. Oh, shit. This guy's raring to go. Move. Completely whiffed that. Awesome. Come on, boy. Shoot him. There we go.
Almost ready.
Phew, we got him. Fuck me, that was hard. I might have shared a similar theory, Bick. How does Hal give father, or does he give daddy? This is a joke. Please not let this turn into a discussion. Yeah, the video I watched doesn't go into details, but yeah, some stuff happened. Oh, how the brain cell brain cells. I'm so suspicious of Belair, I don't trust him at all. I don't either. The Nat 1s to the Nat 20 ratios don't help Freddy. I'll give you that. Exactly. It's brutal how we aren't able to learn much about Belair. Something I totally agree with. Painful. I wish we knew more. Hey, bird. Need to die. You need to die. Damn. Double damage. Ha! Sniped him. I can't explain why, but Belair gives me Lolth vibes, so I absolutely don't trust them at all. Crazy. Yeah, I love it. It's gonna break someday and someone will get a natural 20 or something. Yeah, I really do hope that we learn more about Belair soon, because it sucks not knowing much, that's for sure. Okay, we picked up everything there. We have a Raven to go kill. So let's make our way over here, and this will probably be the last thing we do before we hop off stream. Just because, you know, we're getting into that close to the 3-hour mark. And why don't we know how many masks and we don't know how many masks or any idea where they are. Exactly. Like, we do know where one of them is, roughly. It's inside that storm of a box that they have, the coffin. Which hasn't been brought up since, which is a little odd. So I hope they bring that up again soon. One thing that's gonna keep the schemers table from getting boring is the fact that Belair and the possibility of answers are both on that table. That's true. So I am looking forward to that. That is very true. You're not wrong. The schemers table being boring was a fear that I do hold. And I get the feeling the schemers tables are also going to be like the one that's watched the least by the most amount of people. Like, something just tells me that that table is going to feel the drop off of people's interest.
Okay, what's good?
But Don't take my word for it. Because I could be wrong. There's always the chance I'm wrong.
You hitting the road or chewing the fat?
I'm hitting the road. I don't want to chew fat. That sounds gross. I dread the day Blair moves tables for you. Oh, yeah. Did they mention Blair could go into the box? And Brennan mentioned, or they did they mention that Blair can go into the box, you see or feel some deterioration? I thought it was the person's real face. That's what I think is. That's what I think it is. Right? Blair, Schemers is Blair, Azune, and who else? Hal and Murray. Did they not? They did. Unless watching Schemers isn't as bad as your worries. Well, that's what I'm hoping for. My expectations are low, so they can be beaten. I expect them to be meh, but I'm going to be pleasantly surprised by how fun they actually are. Where the fuck is this last crow? I think I hear it, but I don't see it. So it's not around. I hear it, but I don't see it. Therefore, it's not real. It can't hurt me. It doesn't exist. I don't know where I'm going with that voice, but it's there. Still no sign of an eagle. Or a crow, my bad. Seeger's table is Julian, Taisha, Valus, and Octus. A table I'm super excited to learn more about because Julian's on the team. Octus is on the team, who I'm very excited to learn more about. And Valus is on the team, who I'm also very excited to learn more about. Right? Blair and Murray together sound like it's too fun not to be watched. I hope other people agree. Those two are definitely strong carriers for me. Azune and Hal, I don't know. I'm not as interested in those two as I am others. Like, those two are probably on the bottom of my interest level. Like, Azune to me feels like a character who doesn't have direction quite yet, if that makes sense. I wonder if anyone else agrees with that. Like, just something about Azune, that there isn't anything there yet, in my opinion. But I'm totally open to being wrong about that fact. Damn, this crow is non-existent.
What's that down there?
Grab it, boy. I am probably alone on that now that I'm saying it out loud. Other people are going to disagree with me heavily. Azune and Hal feel like chiller characters because they're very set in their day-to-day. I feel like the story will shake them up and make them more interesting. So you agree with me then, that's good. As of right now, they definitely feel the most lackluster of characters, I guess, is the way to put it. Just gonna rage, so I don't fucking die. Need help. Need murder. Oh, got him, boy. Beat down, son. Get him. Oh yeah, vicious father-son beatdown.
The apple doesn't fall far.
Basically what I was saying. I like Azune. He's a good cop in a corrupt system. Yeah, that's true. But lackluster in the beginning of the story isn't bad at all. It just means they have to adapt to the story. the most. That's true. Azune does feel like a hangout here for the ride kind of player. But Louise probably hasn't probably has something traumatizing prepared with Brennan. I would agree. I would definitely agree. I'm waiting for the shoe to drop with Azune and for him to have his you get your skin ripped off from your skull moment. Because it's bound to happen. That was insane. I will always love Calamity for that moment. Like, that moment is wild. It's why I wanted to get animated so badly. Like, fuck, animate that shit. It would be so much fun. Animating Calamity would be amazing. They need to do it. And it would be a little too much to have 13 players be out of the gates as eccentric as Belair, Murray, and Tyranny. So Hal and Azune for now are like palate cleansers. I actually like that. Calamity was the best, I agree. I think Calamity's the best of the Brennan EXU trilogy. I would probably put it above... I would put it above Abria's EXU as well. I would honestly put... The only one of Brennan's EXU trilogy I wasn't a super big fan of was Downfall. And I feel like Downfall could have been... If Downfall had 4 episodes, it probably would have been perceived better by me, if I'm being totally honest. Because, like, it only had 3 episodes, so it wasn't given the amount of room that the others were, which kind of sucked. I wish it had more time. Basically, I wanted more. Time stop within a time stop? Yeah. Also, Travis not being there was fucking hilarious because he just got to watch and, like, just see everybody get ripped to shreds, which was hilarious. Which I will always think about how Sarah is just at 7-Eleven while everyone's getting ripped apart by fucking Asmodeus. Like, that's so funny. Sarah's just chilling, everyone else is dying. For sure, no questions asked. As far as Brennan Lee Mulligan goes, in my opinion, Calamity, Divergence, Downfall. 100%, you've nailed it. That's the exact way that I would put it. In fact, I think I did do that when I ranked them. Where is this last fucking crow? Probably gonna be in some like some super obvious spot that I just haven't seen. I know this isn't him, but it's still justice. Is he down here somewhere? Bring back Bolo? He did. She's dead. She was in Downfall. She got axed off. She was the silver dragon, I believe.
Just give the word.
Yep, Brennan did a good job of bringing certain things back that he needed to bring back, like Bolo. Everybody loved Bolo. There you are. Bye-bye. Alright. I think with that we can make our way back to where we have to go. In Downfall, I didn't care at all for one of the characters and thought it had pacing issues. But I still liked it more than I liked EXU and Kymel. Abria is a good DM, just not the one for me. I agree. Yeah, Downfall not bring up a lot of memories. Great stream. Had a have a good day. Best luck to the next video. Oh yeah. My love for Kymel mystify. Oh, it's fucking how do you Dream? How do you like Kymel? Yeah. It doesn't make sense. But I am going to end the stream here. We're reaching that 3-hour mark. So, with that all being said, it's been fun. These have been some fun conversations. I still don't understand your love for fucking Kymel. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's not the greatest, in my opinion. But everyone's entitled to their own opinion. So with that being said, I will see you guys on Friday for the recap of episode 6. Dream is very good at finding beauty in things that aren't obvious to us, apparently. But definitely not something that I can see. So it's in the eye of the beholder, I guess. And I'll see you guys on Sunday for the next stream. Until then, peace out.